Hey guys, and welcome to HomeScreen. Today we got a pretty average episode for you, but we will not disappoint you.
Yes.
So, well, to get us started, we'll start out with a game that, a lot of people are looking forward to. It's Xbox exclusive. You know what I'm going to say. Everybody say it.
Halo 5 and Neopets.
Close enough.
I remember seeing like the first initial trailer for this. Like I think it was a while back. I think
E3 last year, I think.
Yeah, about a year
was
ago or
just
so.
Master Chief
Yeah,
wading
walking through the sand with a little cloak on. But yeah, now there's actually been a lot of footage put out for it. Quite a few new trailers and some gameplay that we actually have too to show you. But yeah, what do you think of it? I mean,
like it's Halo. It's super smooth. It has 60 frames per second. I don't know, I can't really say a lot about it because, I've really liked Halo. I played the crap out of Reach.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that, started on Reach, so everybody's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're not a true Halo fan. I played 3, I loved 3 too, but I didn't have an Xbox at the time.
I don't want to say it's getting like Call of Duty syndrome now, but it's
No,
like...
It's not every year.
Yeah.
It's not every year, but like the games are pretty similar, especially from what I've seen from the gameplay here. It looks a lot like Halo 4.
The thing is, it's a Halo game, and the thing is,
Yeah.
people play a lot of people who I've talked to. Now this is weird. A lot of people play Halo for the story. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Yeah, it is a good story.
I get that
Don't get
too,
me
yeah.
wrong, but
it's got a huge.
and the multiplayer is very, very good too.
Yeah.
Halo is the gaming series that started multiplayer.
Yeah.
People coming together with
Yeah.
LAN parties for the old original Halo.
And it was
for the
really
old
kind of the
Xbox.
first like MLG
Yep.
I feel like-
first-person shooter too. I feel like.
It really kind of shot Xbox out there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Halo's really the reason why we have the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, why Microsoft is such a front runner in video games now. And the thing is, that's all nostalgia right there. We're talking about the actual new game here. It's a multiplayer shooter. It's good. It's very basic. It has that old school, you can pick up guns, and I really like that.
It's
Kinda
based around the power weapons,
Yeah.
picking them up.
kind of reminds me of like the old James Bond games.
Yeah.
Where you could do like the
Yeah.
four-person split screen, and then, like whoever grabs the tank in that level normally wins. And it's like, but I never really played a lot of Halo. I only played it once in a while, and
Yeah,
I
and
had fun with it.
another thing Halo's always done well is they've always managed to really mix in a lot of fun different game
Yeah.
modes. They have
Griff
capture the
Ball
flag, Griff Ball, and their zombie mode that they brought in through Reach was fun. I think they might have had it in Halo 3 as well.
Drive on Drive is a thing that we used to play all the time.
Yeah. They just have a lot of fun, goofy around game modes that, if you're tired of just the really hardcore,
Yep.
survival slayer, you can mess around more.
Yeah. It is a very good game. If you look closely here, they've retextured a lot of the weapons.
Yeah.
Everybody has new textures. Everybody looks slightly different.
Yeah, the armor's all a little more futuristic-y.
shiny.
Yeah.
I can't say a heck of a lot about it because it is basically the same game.
Yeah.
It takes place after Halo 3. Immediately after Halo 3,
Yeah.
it's the direct sequel.
And way, way after Reach.
Yeah. Or, excuse me, Halo 4. I apologize.
Yeah, this is the fifth one, Max.
Yep.
Come on.
Man, for those people online who are like, I said something wrong. It's Halo 4 was the previous game. I apologize. But yeah, it's they've brought the battle rifle back.
The lighting looks extremely well
Yeah,
here
it does.
too. I just want to point that out.
It's very good lighting. It's we're just sitting here talking about the technical aspects.
But
and
I'm interested in the new weapons they're gonna bring in because I know
Yeah.
all the games they've released they've brought in a few new weapons. Like Halo 3, they brought in the brute shot. It was really fun, and Reach they had the sticky launcher. They always bring
They
in a
brought
few
the
new.
DMR
Yeah, and the DMR they always try and bring in a few new weapons to freshen up, but they also keep the classic weapons like the assault rifles.
they brought the submachine gun back.
Yeah, the SMGs were I know a lot of people missed that in Reach, but I think they brought it back in Halo 4.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what they bring in that aspect and the abilities. I don't know how they did them in Halo 4 because I didn't play Halo 4 as much. But I know in Reach it was a class loadout, you could get the bubble shield class or the jetpack kind of stuff. So I'm not sure what they're bringing in Halo 5, if they're going to stick with the class layout or if they're going to do the power pickups thing or what. Because I know sprinting was huge and I think they made that a standard in Halo 4. they kept
did.
sprinting around.
And that's a modern really game aspect.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
the
sprint.
sprinting.
Like Halo Reach was really behind with that it had to be a separate like.
Yeah, loadout.
So,
Yeah.
but either way, and they have the
The energy sword.
Sword back.
I love that back in Halo 3. I thought that was just the coolest weapon in the
Yeah.
world to be able to lunge at people. People thought it was really overpowered, but you just needed to know how to play against it.
Yep. The thing is, like, it's what I love about Halo is it's basic enough that
Anyone can pick up it and play.
Yeah, you can pick it up and play, and it's like everybody's kind of starts out on like the same level. Like it doesn't really base around unlocking guns.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they added that kind of aspect later.
Yeah.
But you can still play game modes when you just start out with a regular battle rifle and a regular.
Yeah, and
regular
everyone's
pistol.
on par.
Yeah, and everybody's on the same level. It kind of reminds me kind of like a paintball almost.
And
'cause
I'm really
everybody's-
glad they like really went all out with the armor customization in Halo 4 and
Yep.
like Halo Reach. They because they kind of touched base in Halo 3 with it, like with
Halo
different
4,
helmets
they
and like a
just-
few different armor. They went all out, and I'm super glad because that was always a big part of me. Like I said, like in GTA, I like customizing my guy. I'm a huge customization fan, so that really sells me on the Halo games.
Yeah. It's been a few years, so.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll have to keep our eye on this and see when it comes out, hopefully sometime this year. We're going to move on to our next game we're going to talk about here, Rainbow Six Siege.
This game is I saw this game at E3 last year. Most of the games that we were talking about, we all saw at E3 last year, and now Rainbow Six Siege was at the top.
Yeah.
Man, it really was. It's amazing looking. Like honestly, it has this really cool aspect of. It doesn't really have like a level up system, or kind of a level up system, but it's not really focused around like a campaign or anything. It's basically 5-on-5, and you create your own stories.
Yeah.
Like there's like 5 or 4 on. It's either 4-on-4 or 5-on-5.
I think it's 5-on-5. They
Okay.
just killed each other.
But anyway, it's basically the anti-terrorist groups have to get a hostage or
out of a house or
yeah,
situation.
out of a house or something.
Oh, yeah.
And then the terrorists have to
Basically survive.
it's either survive or like they don't
Yeah.
want to kill the hostage because then they lose the mission.
Yeah.
I don't really know how that works.
But I like how they're honing it back to the Rainbow style of like they're taking it back to a house. Like a lot of multiplayer games have huge maps, like Call of Duty big maps now. Halo has like big maps. They're bringing it down to like a house where it's super
or like a
tactical.
plane
or a plane or like I don't even know the other setups they have, but it's super tactical, close quarters combat, which is really what I think the Rainbow series has been about.
Yeah. And they're not getting caught up in like a big story. It's basically hostage situations in the real world and how they could go down.
Yeah, and
Like
another
in a
thing
video game.
that's awesome is the environment is super destructible.
Fully destructible. Like
Reminds me of the Battlefield where just the walls are super, you can just shoot right
like
through them.
honestly, I think it looks better than Battlefield to me.
Yeah, really.
Like I mean, because Battlefield lately has toned back the destruction.
Destructible
Now
environment.
they have their hard line with the cop mode that they had.
Yeah.
They've really toned back on the destruction. I'm like, that's not Battlefield. But now with this might replace it. Have fully destructible environments. It's like, he was just put down a thing on the floor. And
to
he
breach
attacks-
and clear rooms. And a thing that I saw the people that have got to play the demo and the early beta and stuff for it, they say like they wish it was more focused on getting the hostage instead of just like eliminating everybody, because more often than not the game ends with like we killed all the hostages or we killed all the terrorists and we didn't get to like evacuate the hostage. And like they wish that was more rewarding to like actually get out with the hostage, because when it does come down to that, it's really intense. Like in the first gameplay trailer thing they kind of released, they hinted at that.
I think we showed that actually.
We
last
might have showed
semester.
the trailer.
We showed the Rainbow Six Siege trailer. The cool thing I think about this is that you have little drones you can send in, check out the area.
Plan your attack.
Yep. You also have as you can see, they're running around there trying to fix up the room, make sure that it's they're fortified and ready. But a cool thing about this is that it's super, like as you said, it was super tactical. And you start out with like an overview, and you can like decide, he's gonna be the sniper, he's gonna sit over here, and then we'll come in on the top.
Yeah, you can choose if you want to like drop in, grapple through the roof,
Yeah.
or like come in, like have guys different busting windows and doors.
It's really cool. Like it's a super cool idea, and it's like it really harkens back to like the original why Rainbow Six became so popular, because it's something that isn't really touched on.
Yeah.
It's like, SWAT teams, breach and clear, that sort of thing.
Anything you find super interesting about Rainbow, Jake?
I mean,
have you played any of the previous games at all?
I think I played a PS2 one.
Yeah.
The Tom Clancy ones, but I don't know. Most of I don't know. After my freshman year of college, I kind of just I just got kind of bored of shooting games.
Yeah, I feel too.
They're like,
would you
they
play
really can't
this?
do anything different.
Yeah, would you
But
play
I would
this though?
play
You would
this,
play this?
But I don't know about spending $60.
Yeah, and I know, I know. A big thing is like it's super cooperative. So this is gonna be one of those games you're gonna want to have friends play with. Because if you play online, I can guarantee you're not gonna have fun at all playing with a bunch of random people that are just gonna go do their own thing and like yell at you for being bad.
Unless they somehow cultivate the community to do that.
If they build a good community, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, maybe. But
we'll have to see. We're gonna go to commercial here, and we'll be back with some more games. So stick around.
See ya.
Oh, hey guys, welcome back. Up next, we're going to talk about Bloodborne. Now, this is a Sony exclusive, so we all like Sony, and they make very good exclusives, and Bloodborne is just the latest edition.
Yeah.
It's not a sequel, but it's more of a spiritual successor to Dark Souls.
And Demon Souls.
Yep, Dark
It's the
Souls
same
and Demon
creator.
Souls.
It's not as
From Software, that's what it's called.
It's just as non-forgiving as those games.
Yeah.
What you are is just super customizable, like all the other ones, but like this one, what happens is, of course, there's a bloodborne disease, and a lot of people get it, and you're in a little town, and then you have to fight, all the people that got the disease turn into beasts or whatever, and it's got that dark kind of setting all the Demon Souls and Dark Souls kind of have, and the customization is ridiculous. And I think what's really cool about this game is the strategic way to use your weapons. In the trailer, kind of has the guy whip out his blade or put it back in.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can pull your blade out and then help you with groups of monsters, but if you put it back in, it's easier for crowd control of smaller monsters, and it's kind of cool. And that's
You
why
can
very
transform
tactical.
your blade. I've actually played quite a bit of this game, and it is unforgiving. I'll explain to you guys my first try. Yeah, you can super customize the guy. It looks like the person who has this video from went a little bit ham with the guy. Anyway, my first experiences with this game basically was I walk out of the opening area, kill a bunch of guys, and I'm like, oh man, I'm doing really good. The guys are really easy to kill. And I come around the corner, and there's this massive dude with a huge axe. And I'm like, oh, I'll be able to take this guy. So I walk up to him, hit him once, he just decks me, and I'm just on the ground, he's wailing on me. I'm like, well,
game over, man.
Yeah, game over. And I'm just like, well, Bloodborne is one of those games that as soon as you get just a glimmer of hope and thinking that you're good, it gets crushed into little pieces. I love the difficulty of this game. Just it's refreshing to have a game that's difficult, that you.
I like when games are difficult because they're difficult, not because they're stupidly designed.
Yeah.
I
That's a
kind of
big
like with the
difference.
combat is it's not one of those games where it's like Assassin's Creed 2 or some random game where
Yeah,
you
where
just
it's super just button.
you just push the same buttons. In
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 2, I remember all you had to do was hit defense until they attacked you, and you're like, wow, this is so hard. For this one, you have to hit and then come back and then do certain things. You just can't push the same button over and over and over and over.
And I really like the. I don't know, and kind of the Victorian sort of setting that they have. It's super Gothic architecture.
Yeah.
Oh look, he died. What I love though in Bloodborne is the community. People can in their own areas can leave messages throughout the in the map. They're playing on their own server, but it gets posted online. So this little thing bubbles out of the ground. You walk up and it says read message. First time I saw it, I walked up and the message said monsters ahead. And you look ahead and there's it's the first monster. It's beware of monsters just sitting ahead. I'm like, well thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And a lot of the times they'll have false messages.
Oh, yeah.
So it's goodies ahead. So you go ahead and you get rocked by a monster. And another cool thing about this is that you as you walk around, you can see how people died. And you walk up to this red puddle, and it says to view Spectre, I think.
Yeah.
Press X, and it shows how the person died. One of the first ones I did, I walked up and I'm like, well, what's the problem here? It shows the guy walking the same way I did. He comes around the corner and he just flies across the map. I'm like, well, I'm not going that way.
That's so cool that they've integrated that into the game.
It is. It's a really, really cool game. I really enjoyed it. It's kind of delves into the story kind of delves into this this weird horror setting, and it kind of goes into the idea of Cthulhu and everything. Yeah.
Oh, great.
It's a super janky, weird,
really wacky story.
Yeah, weird story. I don't want to have any spoilers, but it's wacky. It really is.
And do you know approximately how many hours gameplay is in it? Or
many.
many.
My friend of mine actually was the copy I played it, and he had already put in around 20 hours, and he was only 50% done.
Oh, wow.
So it's a long game, but it's good. And the thing is, most of those hours are probably spent doing the same thing over and over.
Trying to replay and beat the monster.
The thing is, it sucks to go against hard enemies in this game, but the thing is, it's not to the point of frustrating.
Yeah.
The reason that you lose things is not because the game is broken.
It's because you messed up.
Yeah, it's fair.
You gotta learn from your mistakes.
But fair. The thing is, I never played Dark Souls, but that's kind of the same idea as what the people tell me. Have you guys ever played Dark Souls, or do you even
I have Dark Souls on my computer.
Love to get into that, but we gotta move on to Skylines.
Yes, we do. Well, our next game we're going to talk about is Cities Skylines. I actually have this game.
This is the game that SimCity was supposed to be.
Yeah, basically. It starts out, the map, if you guys don't know, SimCity came out last year in 2013. 2 years ago, in 2013. And it had huge hype behind it. Everybody was super excited because SimCity's, finally coming back after 8 years.
In the dark.
And it comes out, and it was a good game. I paid for it, so I'm a big city builder fan, so I paid for SimCity, and it it was a disappointment. First off, it's always online.
Yeah,
which
I think that was really what killed it.
Yeah, it's always online. The maps are too small, and the simulation's kind of janky with SimCity. So that kind of went under the radar and kind of died. Then Cities Skylines came out, which is made by the people who made Cities in Motion. If you guys have never heard about that, it's a transport simulator. So automatically when you hear that, you think, oh, this is going to have really good traffic. And believe me, it does.
Yeah,
the traffic
really
simulation is amazing.
There's people that have different guides, and there's people who are traffic engineers, and they're this is actually the only way you can work in. It's kind of cool.
Yep. It's first time I played this, I had a real traffic issue on the highway connection when you come in. So I just deleted all the highway and just started anew, and people started getting mad. And then I lost it was $500,000 because people couldn't get to their jobs.
And this is on Steam, I take it?
Yep, it's on Steam.
How much is it on Steam?
$30 on release.
And then,
it's a bigger game than SimCity, and SimCity was $60. This game was $30 on release. I got it on sale for $20.
I might have to pick it up if it goes really cheap.
Just think about that for a second. It's a better game than SimCity, and it's half the price. Why not get it?
Yeah.
I really recommend this game. And it runs really well on my crappy laptop.
Yeah.
It's a good running game, and the graphics aren't game breaking, but it's good. And
would you say it's more of a relaxing city builder, or is it pretty micromanagey where you're gonna have to really?
It's kind of a mix of both. It's not so micromanagey that you're where am I going?
Would you recommend getting this over an earlier SimCity, like SimCity 4 or something?
Yes, I would.
You would
I
recommend?
really would, because SimCity 4 seems like first off, it's outdated. Like, and you're like, I mean, I know that's not usually a thing.
Yeah, but
it's, I don't know. Like this, I feel like they really did it well. They did it micromanaging enough so it's interesting,
Yeah.
but they like didn't have it like super in depth.
where there's not a huge learning curve.
Like it's like you understand what's going on, and like when you first start out, like you don't really know like how you should set up your city, so you just build some random places, and then over time, like you
like,
realize, oh,
look
that was a
back.
stupid thing to do, and you
Yeah,
can
you like wish you would have done
rebuild
it
it.
differently.
Yeah, I really, really, really like this game. It's I mean, again, it's $30 on Steam. Get it on sale or get it full price, because full price is basically on sale.
Yeah.
It is really, really cheap. The traffic is absolutely amazing how it's done. Like, it looks great. You can zoom right in, and modding support was in there from day one. That's another thing that's really,
They
really
really
cool about
support
this
the
game.
modders.
And like there is millions of, well, thousands of mods on the Steam right now.
So I think what to take away from this is a great game worth getting over SimCity.
Oh, yeah.
Especially SimCity, the newest one.
Yeah. One funny thing I found out about this, just quickly, is that they blatantly ripped off SimCity. Like, you start out with a plot of land the same size as SimCity, but
Yeah.
you can buy bigger plots of land. And like they took like the overlays almost exactly from SimCity.
Yeah.
It feels like SimCity, but it feels better.
It's
It's very
it's
very
everything SimCity was supposed to be and
Yes.
more.
What we have left is our recommendations. So Max, you first.
All right. Well, I've been doing a lot of talking lately, but I'll keep talking. Hitman Blood Money. Now, this is a game that is absolutely revered. It's loved among fans and non-fans alike. It's an amazing game. It basically revolves around the longtime character Agent 47, which just is set in a huge sandbox and has to kill a target or two, or get something. And Hitman Blood Money was the last good
Hitman?
Yeah, good Hitman in the series. They had Absolution come out a few years ago. It was way too linear, not very good. I don't consider it
Yeah. Hitman game.
yeah, a good, real big contender. But Blood Money is absolutely amazing. It's for PS2 and Xbox 360 and PC as well. It's really, really good. It has that open world sort of feel that you can really do whatever you want. You could like set up, really take on the enemy or the target any way you can. Like in this one, you can like pick up donuts, inject them with either poison or sleeping agent, put them in front of an FBI surveillance van, knock on the door, they get out, they take the donuts and eat them and then fall asleep or die. And then you can steal their clothes
that's great.
and sneak in to kill the target.
Yeah.
It's like, that's specifically this
this
mission, which is
part.
called a new life. It's yeah, as you can see, he's gonna do it right now.
Yeah, because from when I played Absolution, I thought it was great, and like I really liked the graphics, but like that was the first Hitman game I'd played, so I
Yeah.
thought it was good. But I could see I would probably enjoy this more
Oh,
because
you
it is
would.
a lot more open.
It's like I was disappointed from Hitman Absolution
Yeah.
because it was I
very
have been playing Hitman for a while.
Yeah.
And
So it was a letdown.
it was a really big letdown, but it's the Blood Money. I guarantee you will enjoy Blood Money if you ever play it. I wholeheartedly recommend it.
Did you buy it on Steam then?
No, I actually have it for PS2. I could play it on my old
You
PS2.
could have bought it on Steam when they had that giant sale, but
Yeah,
you went to Red Robin instead,
yeah, I did.
and I told you not to.
But the burgers were so good.
Yeah. I'm gonna move on to my recommend then, which is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Now I grew up with this game on GameCube, and let me tell you, I played it a lot, like so much with my friends, by myself. It's a great racing game, and it was like one of the first. I feel like it was one of the first where you ran away from the cops,
Yep.
where they built that into a racing game. Because before, racing games were a lot more just like standard, not street racing, illegal,
Forza E.
being cool, yeah. So like looking back now, the graphics in this are pretty bad, but I thought they were just amazing at the time, and the sounds were cool, and the
soundtrack was
physics.
edgy.
Yeah, the physics now are pretty bad. I mean, like you can just bump into guys and like bump them off the road. It's like bumper cars. But as far as a racing game goes, it's a lot of fun. And the soundtrack is just amazing.
No, it's not.
It's early, like, grungy pop 2000 music. They've got, like, weird rap mixed in there.
It's oh man, like you can tell it's from the early 2000s because it is.
And another thing I just found kind of funny about this game was they had, like, side trails you could take off the beaten road, which were, like, on a lot of them, they were just, like, not useful at all. Like, they literally just went off the road for, like, a straight stretch, and then you jump back on the main road. I'm like, why is this in here? But I guess it helps out with, like, breaking up the cluster of all eight cars on the road.
Man, that's a lot of cars.
Which is a lot of cars. But, yeah, like, you can get different wanted levels, and the farther up the wanted levels go, you get, like, 1 to 5 stars, kind of like in GTA, and, like, at 5 stars, they'll, like, have spiked strips out, and they'll have helicopters flying over,
They drop
dropping
bombs.
flaming barrels on the road.
I always
for
loved
some
hitting
reason.
those because you'd like fly up in the
Yeah,
air.
if you hit them, you go flying. I don't know the practicality of that. It doesn't make sense to me now, but like when I was a kid, I'm like, yeah. When I was a kid, I'm like, oh, better not speed. You know, I don't want raining fire barrels coming down from the sky. But yeah, it was a great game. I think it's only 2-player, but if you have a buddy to play with, it's a fun game to play.
It is.
So if you
That's
can find
back
it
in
on
the days when split screen was.
yeah, when split screen was big. So if you can find it on GameCube or PS2, probably for like $5 or $6 now, I'd say it's worth picking
And
up.
PC. I had it for PC.
Yeah, it's on PC. So, and I think they were thinking of doing a remake of it too.
They
which would
did,
be-
and it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
So
sadly.
I'll just finish with my recommendation. I didn't know we were going nostalgic here. I'm trying to keep it one
Yeah.
gen.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
It's just LA Noire. This game was made by Rockstar. It got mixed reviews. People said it was good. Some people said it
Yeah.
was bad.
I
thought
loved
it was
it.
pretty good.
Yeah, I
like
thought it was.
I feel like it's kind of got a cult following where you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah, I always thought like the investigation kind of thing was cool, and like you get different stars if you get it right. The only thing that frustrated me was like when it was like, is this person lying or are you doubting that? And it was
Yeah.
like you always pick the wrong one. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
person would be like obviously like lying because they're like looking around or something. And be like, no, they were telling the truth. Like that's sometimes that annoyed me, but I know they had people work that were like actual police officers that could do like facial expressions that actually helped them make this game. So that's what I remember. This was like the very first game that like really put facial expressions
Yeah.
in the games.
A
So
huge
it's kind
component
of
of
a
it.
groundbreaking one, but I don't know. I thought the game was actually really fun, and
It
it
was
kind of
just-
had an open world, but
Yep.
at the same time, like it had a kind of straight
Yeah.
path to go through.
Like, it was cool that in this game that when you were like going to your like your next case area, you'd get like a call on the radio and you have to go somewhere else as like a little side quest. It was
Yeah.
cool.
I've never played it, but I wish I would have.
It's a good recommendation.
Because this came out on Xbox 360 and
Yeah, PS3.
PS3. Was it a PS3 exclusive?
No, 3 discs for Xbox 360.
Yeah, it was gonna be a PS3 exclusive, but then what happened was they didn't have enough money, and Rockstar was like, "Hey, we gotta put this on
Yeah.
Xbox too, so we get more money."
And it's on PC now too, I
Yeah.
believe.
Well,
That is just awesome.
yeah, it's a very, very good game. Well, that's about all the time we have for today. You guys catch us next week at 7:30, next week Tuesday. You can watch us all week, every single day at 7:30. We'll be rerunning this episode and other episodes. And hopefully, also please follow us on Facebook
Like us on Facebook.
Like us on
Just
Facebook.
got 100 likes, so
Yes,
we
yeah.
Get this in 10
And
more.
if you didn't notice, I wore pants for this episode, not socks and shorts. So I'm
We're-
gonna try to do that next week too.
Yeah. We'll just try to put on the pants first.
One leg at a time.
Yep.
Yeah, but stick around. We'll be back, or don't stick around. I mean, we'll be on next week. So
Yes.
we'll see you guys then.